Well, hey, it's time for a campfire story. Last year, when I was hiking along the Haw River, we had had a lot of rain, and the river was roaring and raging, and it was outside of its banks, and the water was flowing down. And as I did the hike along the river, I saw different things. And there was an eagle that was flying. There was a beaver that was swimming. I saw a turtle on the path. And later, as I was returning back home, there was a wise old owl that came and sat along the path. Well, as I thought about these, I thought of a story. And here it is. Long ago, there was a people, a clan, a tribe that lived alongside the Haw River. And they were a gentle people, and they farmed the area, and they were good to the land. And the river loved the people, and the people loved the river. The leader of the people's name was Red Wolf, and he had a daughter. She was beautiful. Her name was White Cloud. Her best friend, who had grown through the years with her, his name was Running Deer. And as they grew up together, they began to care for one another deeply. And later they decided that they should marry and have their own family. Well, across the river, there was another people, and they weren't as good or kind as Red Wolf's people. Their leader's name was Bear Claw, and Bear Claw was a bully. And he would come across the river, and he would pick on the people who were farming. He would harass them and terrorize them. And he came to Red Wolf one day, and he said, "I want to make a deal. I will leave your people alone if and only if you will give me White Cloud, your daughter, to be my wife." Red Wolf didn't know what to do. His daughter had already chosen Running Deer to be her husband. But the people were being harassed by Bear Claw's people. So what could he do? It had to be White Cloud's decision. Well, one day, Running Deer was down by the bank of the river, and he was fishing, catching fish to bring home so that he could share with his family. And Bear Claw saw him, and he crept up behind him, and he hit him with a stick, and Running Deer fell into the river. And the waters of the river carried him downstream, and he wasn't to be seen again. And Bear Claw went back to Red Wolf and said that Running Deer is gone, and he wanted to marry White Cloud. White Cloud was beside herself with grief. She missed Running Deer. She loved Running Deer, and she did not want to be married to Bear Claw. She went to the river, and she cried in the river, and when her tears hit the waters of the river began to rage and boil, and it grew, and the storms came, and the river went outside of its banks, and it was roaring down because the river was angry at what had happened. So the river calls out to the eagle, and he says, "Eagle, come," and the eagle comes. And he says, "Eagle, you must marry White Cloud. You're high in the sky, and you protect her, and you would see over her and watch over her, and you would protect her. You must marry White Cloud." But the eagle says, "I cannot marry White Cloud. She can't fly in the sky, and she can't soar with eagles. She won't be happy on an eagle's nest. It wouldn't be fair to White Cloud, and it wouldn't be fair to me." So the river calls to the beaver and says, "Beaver, come." And the beaver came. And he says, "Mr. Beaver, you're resourceful, and you build well, and you would build a good home for White Cloud. You must marry her." But Mr. Beaver said, "River, I cannot marry White Cloud. She wouldn't be happy in a beaver's den, and she couldn't gnaw on the trees to help me build a dam. No, it wouldn't be fair to White Cloud, and it wouldn't be fair to me. I can't marry her." So the river calls out to the turtle. And the turtle comes and he says, Turtle, you must marry White Cloud. You are steady in that you would be a good husband for White Cloud. The turtle said, But White Cloud is swift on her feet and I'm slow. And she wouldn't like to crawl on her belly. And she wouldn't be happy with me. And it would not be fair to White Cloud. And it would not be fair to me. No, I cannot marry White Cloud. So the river calls to the owl. And he says, Mr. Owl, come. And the owl comes. And as the owl is there talking with the river says, Owl, you are the wisest of all the creatures in the forest. You know what to do always. You must marry White Cloud and care for her. But the owl said, White Cloud would not be happy in the forest. She wouldn't be happy to live inside of a tree. It wouldn't be fair to White Cloud, and it wouldn't be fair to me. White Cloud needs someone who of her own kind, someone who can see the dangers, someone who is resourceful to build her a home, someone who is steady, and someone who is wise. And the only one was Running Deer, and now he's gone. But the river said, No, Running Deer is not gone. Running Deer is safe. I took him down away from Bear Claw and hid him in a cave. And he's been getting stronger. And now he's ready to come back. So the owl told the river, Well, you must calm your waves and you must calm your rage so that your waters go back within their banks. So that Running Deer can return to his people. So the Haw River began to calm. Its waters slowed. He went back within the banks. And Running Deer swam across the river and returned to his people. And when White Cloud saw that Running Deer was back, she hugged him and they were married. And they made their own home. And he looked out for her. He built the good home for her. And he was steady with her. And he was very wise. And they lived happily. But before the river completely calmed, it called out to the mountain and said, Mountain, you must shake. And your boulders must block the way between Bear Claw's people and Red Wolf's people, so that Bear Claw can never bother Red Wolf again. And so the mountain shook, and the boulders fell down and crossed the path and separated Bear Claw's people from Red Wolf's people. And White Cloud and Running Deer remained very happy into their old age. Well, sometimes nature plots a course for us, and sometimes we don't know. Well, that'll do it for tonight. So as we prepare to go to sleep, may all of the things in your path be made smooth. May you stay safe. May you stay healthy. May you stay on the path. And God bless you.